Let's be real for a second. If one more person tells you to trust the process, you're probably going to punch them in the face. Trust the process is the kind of feel-good advice people say when they've already made it and they've conveniently forgotten how much it actually sucked to be at zero. It's easy to say when you're looking down from a mansion. It's a lot harder to hear when you're looking at a bank account that's trending toward zero or a scale that hasn't moved in 3 weeks despite you eating nothing but grilled chicken and sadness. The anyway part isn't supposed to feel like a cinematic training montage. There's no upbeat music playing in the background. It doesn't feel heroic. Most of the time, it just feels like you're a massive waste of time. It feels like you're the only idiot in the room who hasn't realized the joke is on them yet. You're standing there, putting in the hours, doing the reps, sending the emails, and the world is giving you nothing. Absolute silence. At this point, most people tell you that you should pivot or reevaluate. They say, don't beat a dead horse, but usually the horse isn't dead. It's just sleeping and you're just impatient. The only real reason to keep going when it's clearly not working? Pure, unfiltered, borderline toxic ego. You have to be arrogant. You have to be delusional enough to believe that the world is wrong and you are right. You have to look at your failed project or your stagnant life and think, the world just hasn't caught up to my genius yet, even if your genius is currently a disorganized mess that nobody asked for. Think about it. Why do most people quit? It's not because they run out of money or time. It's because they're addicted to the gold star. They want their friends to see them succeeding so they can feel validated. But if you're waiting for the world to give you permission to be great, you're going to be waiting in the lobby of your own life forever. The art of anyway is basically just being too stubborn to admit you're failing. It's doing the work because you have literally nothing better to do than prove your own potential to yourself. It's realizing that being a failed version of who you want to be is still infinitely cooler than being a person who never tried because they were afraid of looking stupid. Let's talk about looking stupid, because that's what this is really about, isn't it? You're afraid that if you keep going and it never works, you'll be the person who spent 5 years chasing a ghost. But guess what? You're already chasing a ghost. We all are. Most people just choose the most boring ghost possible, the ghost of safety. They choose to be realistic, and realistic is just a fancy word for average. If you want to be average, stop watching this. Go back to your safe routine. But if you want something else, you have to accept that the anyway phase is the only place where the actual skill is built. When you're working out and the muscles aren't showing, that's when the discipline is being forged. When you're studying and the grades aren't improving, that's when the neural pathways are actually connecting. The results are just the lag time. You're building the engine right now. You can't get mad that the car isn't moving yet if you're still bolting the cylinders together. Stop checking the scoreboard. The scoreboard is embarrassing right now anyway. It's a bunch of zeros. Who cares? If you're playing a 90-minute game, you don't quit because you haven't scored in the first 5 minutes. You just keep running. The anyway mindset means separating your identity from your results. If the work is bad today, it doesn't mean you are bad. It just means the work is bad. So you do it again and again. If your function is to be a writer, you write. If your function is to be an athlete, you train. The outcome is none of your business. The moment you stop caring if it works is the exact moment it starts working, because that's when you stop being desperate. But when you do it anyway with that, I don't care if you watch energy, that's when people start paying attention. So stop looking for a sign. Stop waiting for a breakthrough. Breakthroughs are just the logical conclusion of 1,000 anyway moments piled on top of each other until the dam finally breaks. Do the thing. Then do the next one. Don't do it because it's working. Do it because stopping is the only thing that actually makes you a spectator. Everything else, every failure, every zero, every embarrassing moment, that's just a delayed win.